Hi everyone, happy Monday. So today we are going to do our next session on Google Analytics training. And in this training, we are going to deep dive into Google Analytics acquisition reports. So once you log into your Google Analytics account, this is the landing page where you land into. So this gives you, overall view of what your analytics home is. And under reports, you will click on acquisition. So acquisition reports gives you, let's click on overview. So acquisition report basically gives you where are your users coming from, what is their behavior, what are they doing, and how much are they converting. So it kind of gives you like a whole flow that you can actually use, and it's a really good overview. So overview session kind of gives you, so let's look at, so this report is from January 1st to April, which is great. So it gives us about a little bit over 3 months of data. And let's take a look at here. So it gives you top channels that are driving your acquisition, gives you a graph on number of users, conversions, and basically the Google Analytics acquisition report is divided into 3 categories. So this is your acquisition overview, is what your acquisition channels are. So this is the traffic that is coming through organic search, which basically somebody going on Yahoo, Bing, Google, and typing in your keyword, and they're landing on your page. So this tells you how many users that came through, new users, and number of sessions they performed. This gives you the social networks. So somebody came from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. Direct traffic is somebody went on a browser and typed in your actual URL. So let's say somebody typed in Amazon.com if that's your company, or Rogueline.co for our case. Referral is somebody wrote a blog article about you and they referred your link to your site, and that's where you're getting traffic from. Paid search, of course, is the paid ads you're running. Affiliates, if you have affiliate networks, you're working with bloggers, influencers, and you have given them an affiliate link, and that's where this traffic is coming from. And display ad is the actual non-text ads, which could be banner ads or picture ads, and that's where the display is coming through. And whatever is left over is from the other. So this kind of gives you a quick acquisition. So since January 1st this year, organic search resulted in 99,000 users visiting this site. It gives you new users, number of sessions performed by each user. So you can click on this and it will update. Second one, it tells you what the users did. So this is their behavior category. So it tells you how much bounce rate is. Bounce rate is when somebody landed on your page and just then landed right back to the Google search or wherever they came from and did not explore your site. Basically just visited one page and took off. So that is your bounce rate. Pages per session is how many pages they viewed per session. Average duration per session, so gives you about 2 minutes. And this is the conversions, because by the end of the day, we're doing all of this stuff to make money, right? So this tells you which place gave you best conversion. So as you can see, the traffic coming through referrals. So even though the traffic is only 29,000 compared to 99,000 here, the referral traffic actually converted the best, almost close to 9% here. So what you can do, you can click here, into transactions and see which one had most transactions happen. You can click on revenue and it tells you that through referral traffic, they generated close to $1 million, right? So this is different ways you can do. So we'll deep dive into this Google Analytics acquisition report. So let's look at all traffic. So once you click here, it's a drop-down menu. And this gives you channels. So channels is the same thing that we just explored. It tells you all these channels in detail. So organic, social, and this is the same information that we just saw. It tells you which channels people were coming from, how many number of new users, and so on and so forth. Source medium is a good place of information. So this tells you what your source of organic traffic was, or could be organic, paid, whatever those sources could be, and what was the medium. So as you can see, it says source medium. So your source was Google, and the medium, the way the traffic came to your site was organic. Source was YouTube, and the way traffic came through was referral traffic. So maybe you're working with an influencer, they have a YouTube channel and they referred a link, so that's where this thing falls in. Direct is the same thing when somebody actually typed in the actual URL. This is through the mall Googleplex. So this is a Google's sample account for Google's merchandise store, so that's why I'm using this to show you data. So now this gives you enough information, right? So but it doesn't tell you which traffic is good versus which is bad. So as we talked about in the first page, like checking out the bounce rate would be a great way. So let's say if you want to, let's say we want to do compare. So you hover over this little tab right here. It gives you the comparison data. So let's say if you want to compare bounce rate. So basically I clicked on this menu and I clicked on, so you can compare through new users, sessions, bounce rate. The reason why I like checking through this bounce rate is to see, like, getting more traffic doesn't really mean anything, but getting quality traffic is the best thing. So what it tells you is that the traffic that came through organically was probably one of the best traffic, because it was only, so the average bounce rate is 46%, and this tells you average view for compared to the site average is only 2.8%. But as you can see, the traffic coming through Google CPC is probably like the worst one, that 40% didn't really work for you, right? So this gives you a good idea on bounce rate. So let's say if you want to look into, and you can always play around with these things, and let's say if you want to see like how much traffic just came through Google, and through Google organic traffic, Google referrals, maybe Google CPC. So type in Google here and you click enter. And now it gives you every single thing that came through Google. So Google organic gives you this much, through Google Plex, through referrals, this much traffic came through in Google CPC, this one. So you can see what it is. So if you want to go through, so rather than using your source as Google, if you want to see which medium generated more, so medium could be, let's say, referral. So you will come here and click referral. Make sure I spelled it right, R-E-F-E-R-R-A-L, cool. And now it will tell me if my medium is referral, which was the best places that send me traffic, which was a quality traffic, right? So as you can see, the YouTube referral sent me the maximum number of traffic. Then the Google Plex was the second best, analytics, Google, so forth. And if I still want to compare here, that based on all the referral traffic that I got, this was the data, and which one has the best quality traffic. So I will select bounce rate again. And now from here, it can tell me that the best traffic was not really through YouTube because it didn't convert very well. But this is basically the name of the game. You can find the same amount of information through referrals. You click on referrals and this will give you all the referring sites. So as you can see here, I'm going to move myself a little bit. So see, there are a total of 205 referring sites. So it just shows you first 10. So you can always click and see more that you want. So YouTube, as you can see, YouTube was the #1 referring site. Then you have googleplex.com, analytics.google, gdeals, and so forth. And you can even click on this and it will give you another deep dive in like exactly from which page was the referral traffic coming through. So this is YouTube, advertise page, creators page, about page. Let's check out something else. So let's say you want to look at what's new here. Oh, let's look at Quora. So Quora is sending us about 559 people. So let's say which pages in Quora are actually sending traffic here. Oh, so here we go. So Quora is a site where you can ask questions and people respond to you. And this is the traffic that's coming from this page where people have asked a question, how can one get a Google t-shirt? And if you want to see actual which page is this one, so this little icon right here, you click on that and it will open up that particular page. And you can explore and see what this page is about, right? The way we saw it says, how can one get a Google t-shirt India? How can one get a Google t-shirt India? And somebody asked this question on Quora, and here we go. Here's a link to the Google merchandise store, and people are probably reading this answer and then clicking on this link and landing on the site. Right? So this is a great way. So you can always explore if you want to see another question, like people, here's another one says, how can I get Google IoT t-shirt? You click here and it tells you exactly the page where people are asking this question and so on and so forth. Right? So this is pretty cool. So you can go and explore. Tree maps is the same thing. It's just a different way of displaying the data. So it kind of tells you that organic search is the biggest traffic you're getting from. Social is the second one. Direct. It's the same thing that you saw in overview, but this is just a different way of displaying it. Some people find this easier. It's totally up to you. AdWords, so if your Google AdWords account is linked to analytics, all of your data will actually display right here. So this by itself is a lot of deep diving. So we are not going to cover this in this one, but once you link your Google AdWords account, you'll be able to see much more information. Search Console is another thing I want to show you. So Search Console tells you, so Search Console is basically once you link your Google Search Console or Google Webmasters tool, they renamed it, now they call it Google Search Console. So when those things are linked to your site, So all the data will start showing up here. So landing pages, it tells you which is the most traffic pages landed on. So from January 1st to today, last 3 months, this page got the most traffic where people landed on. And you can still click on this link and you can see what that page actually looks like. Okay, so this is Google Merchandise Store account. So this is the page where most people have landed in past. So for when your website is linked, you'll be able to see exactly which page on your site is getting the most number of traffic. And you can also see which get most number of impressions, which clicks, and so forth. And you can always play around with it. And this is the conversion. So this right now it's linked to e-commerce. So this one is once you link your e-commerce goals. So when those goals are linked, that data will show up right here. And you'll be able to see that okay, people landed on the site, like did it even lead to any conversions? Like in this case, it just says 0. But when you set up your goals, it'll come up right here. So e-commerce, so Google has like different goals, like somebody finished, like purchase completed, engage users, registration. So let's say if we click on registration, what information does it give us? Right, so under registration, total number of registration that happened through these pages is this one, but this is not the highest. So if you want to see which pages led to most number of registrations, you will click here and you can see Google Home is the one that led to most number of registrations for you, and which is pretty understood because most of the time the sign-in page is actually located on home. But then here's an interesting thing that 289 people registered after this page. So this page is, no, the page is not available anymore. So it was apparel, men's t-shirt, so t-shirt probably got sold out or something. But what you can see is if you're looking at your own data, you can actually see which conversions are happening from which particular page. And maybe that's the page people are visiting, and you can, use it and actually put your more expensive items, and you can play around with the page a little bit more. This gives you the data on different countries. So it tells you which traffic is coming from which countries. So as you can scroll down, as you can see, United States, of course, is sending the most number of users. India, UK, Canada, and you can even click on United States. And it should deep dive into different cities. Yeah, my internet is just so slow. Oh, it tells you from United States which were the landing pages. Oh my bad, not the cities page. Okay. So now if you click on devices, devices tell you which devices people are actually using when they're landing on your site. So as you can see, most stuff is coming through desktop, mobile, and tablet. And then queries, like I don't know if a query gives you much better information at this point or not, to be honest, because Google keeps changing stuff. So these are the queries that people search for. So it tells you the search query that people use for YouTube merchandise, YouTube merch, YouTube shop, YouTube shop. So this actually gives you the search queries that happened and how many people actually search for that one. As you can see, most of the stuff is others, which like Google doesn't provide you that much information. So this is, if you get it, it's great. Like sometimes you have information under queries, sometimes you don't. I would not count on it every single time. But this kind of gives you the information from Search Console. So next is the social. So social gives you all the traffic information coming through people and so forth based on different social channels. So as you click on social, your overview, it tells you most traffic, almost 93% is coming through YouTube. So you have YouTube, Facebook, Google Groups, Reddit, Quora. And this is a great way of looking into, because let's say you're a smaller company and your case is like, should I spend more money into Facebook or should I spend more money into LinkedIn or Pinterest? And when you come on this page, you can actually see how much traffic is each one of the sessions sending you. So as you can see here, that Pinterest is barely has sent you 29 people compared to Facebook that had at least 900. So does it even make sense to invest any more time on Facebook because they're not even sending you any traffic? But that could be one case, or maybe the content you're posting on Facebook is just not good enough. So this becomes a great way to evaluate where should you focus your dollars on. And of course, this is not just the factor, but it gets you started that should I put more money or invest more time into Facebook versus Pinterest or LinkedIn. And it will all this information will change and depend on what type of business you have. Right? So network referrals. So this one tells you like which social network is the same information, but a little bit more broken down into. So if YouTube referred you 58,000 people. These cost 130 1,000 page views. Average session was like 47 seconds, which is pretty low. So it kind of tells you like people that came from YouTube only exported for a little bit of time. But if you want to see which social network gave you the maximum number of sessions, which people spend a lot of time, is people coming from Google groups. And they spend the most number of time. At Facebook here, people spend about 2 minutes. And for LinkedIn, also spend like a minute. So which is not bad, right? And landing pages gives you which pages people landed on. So that gives you all the list of pages that people have landed on, and you can actually see which page is converting you the maximum number of but if you're selling like different type of products, you can actually see which page converts. So landing pages gives you more information about which pages people are landing on. Plugins, so if you're using plugins like Facebook those kind of stuff, so all that information and those plugins have to be linked to this account, and you can actually see which social entity and which plugins are here. Like I don't think this store has anything linked, so that's why you don't see anything here. Users flow, like I love users flow, but it actually tells me where users are landing, and from there which page are they going to, and then where do they fall off. So see, like right here, for example, so I can see under social network, this is selected. You can always change. So for this one, people that came from YouTube, they landed on this particular page. So Google redesigned brand YouTube, and out of that 63% like fall off. So basically only 37% people actually went to explore even page number 2. 63%, which is 37,000 people that came from YouTube, only viewed one page and then they bounced off, right? So which is good information to have. To maybe the page that people are landing was because I'm getting so much traffic from YouTube and they're landing on this page, and then 63% is traffic is bouncing off. So this is a huge opportunity to look at this page, like why people are bouncing off from this page and not exploring the rest of the site. Maybe the content is not good, the page is confusing, the UI UX is not good. So this is a great way for you to tell which page is causing people to bounce off from your site, so you can go visit it and fix it. And this also tells you the people who, so 37% of people who actually made it through, so they went on these next pages, and from there 7% of people who landed on this page bounced off. So this is a great way for you to take a look that where people are coming from, where they're bouncing off. Campaigns is the last one. So this is when you're running different type of campaigns, could be paid campaigns, organic campaigns. This gives you all that information on campaigns. So this is when you run your own campaign, you will name it accordingly, and then you can track all the campaign data over here. So Google is probably running data share promo campaigns. If you're running campaigns that offers free shipping versus 25% off coupon, and you have linked those campaigns with the Google Analytics account, and you can come and check out on this page like which campaign is converting the more. So if your goal is to get most conversions, you can see which campaign is giving you most conversions. If the goal of the campaign is to increase your new users, you can put it over here. If the goal of the campaign is to increase your pages per session, so maybe you're running campaign on content marketing and you want people to spend more, reduce the bounce rate, and you want to view more of your blog post, that campaign can be linked here and you can actually see what's happening. So these things will totally depending on you, and you can name it the way you see fit. So this kind of gives you a quick overview of the acquisition report. Like this is probably one of my favorite reports, because by the end of the day, you want to make money, and the Google Analytics acquisition report gives you a very good view of what's happening on your site, what the people are behaving as, and which conversions are leading to the maximum money that you're trying to make. Or conversion could be either money making, or even could be you want to increase engagement or increase reading time of your blog post, whichever way you define this. So this is pretty quick overview of Google Analytics acquisition report. And hi, this is Vishal Kalia, and if you have any questions, please do leave them in the form of a comment, and I'll be more than happy to answer. But go ahead and explore. And this is the Google's a free account that I used. And if you want to play around with this thing and you haven't set up your own, you can always go to Google and search for Google Analytics demo account, and Google give you access to it. So the first result that comes through is a demo account. You click here, and then as you scroll down, it says access demo account. So Google has this Google merchandise store, and it gives you access to all of its analytics, and you can click on this thing and explore and play around with it. And until you have your own information set up, or if you already have your information set up, you can actually do the same thing. So thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions, do let me know, and have an awesome day.